What's up, everyone? Welcome to Among the Fence, my YouTube channel where I do music reviews. My name is Aaron, and today it is time for New Music Friday, where I take a look at some of the upcoming releases coming out throughout the week of October 28th. I give my personal opinion and thoughts, what I think we could expect from some of this new music. And as always, if I miss something that you guys are looking forward to, please leave a comment below letting me know what it is so I can discover new music, and everybody else here can also discover new music. And also let me know what you want to review next. And if you do request something and you don't want to miss out on it, or you just happen to like what you see here, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon. But let's talk about some new music now. First up is Fit for a King's newest album, The Hell We Create. I really hope that this album is better than The Path. The Path just didn't really do it for me. And I feel like they've become so radio friendly and so mainstream. They're just a hollow shell of what they used to be. And Ryan Kirby says that the singles for this album that they've released so far are all different sounding, and they show the different varieties of sounds and stuff that's going to be on the new album. So it's really hard to tell which direction they're going to go just off of that alone. And I'm not even going to really try. But like I said, I have hope that it's better than The Path, which in all honesty shouldn't be too hard to do. But I mean, you never know. They caught the mainstream bug, and I feel like they're trying to cash in on it for sure. So I don't know. It's kind of iffy. It's up in the air. I hope for the best, but I'm kind of assuming the worst. We get a new album from Polyphia titled Remember That You Will Die. This is one of the few instrumental bands in the past decade that's blown up, that has managed to stay relevant. So their creativity and that kind of genty groove that they have just keeps getting better and better, when you would think that you would grow tired of it and bored of it and they'd kind of run out of ideas. But somehow they just keep making it happen. Yeah, this is their fourth studio album, and I honestly believe it's probably going to be their best. And that's not even close to knocking on any of their old stuff, which is all just, it's so good. I mean, they had Steve Vai. They had Steve Vai as a feature in one of their songs. I feel like that's the top, you know? Like, it doesn't, well, where are you going to go from here? And I mean, it's Steve Vai, and he's being used as a feature. That just blew my mind and made it just so apparent at how far they're pushing instrumental music in a world that's just kind of forgot about it, I think. So I really appreciate what these guys are doing. And like I said, it's probably going to be their best album. Demon Hunter is releasing a new album titled Exile. And the same kind of thing applies to Demon Hunter as it does to Polyphia, just in a different kind of way, because this is one of the few Christian metalcore bands that managed to stay around and stay relevant, since the early 2000s, when there was that, it's just if you were in a metalcore band, you were considered to be Christian. And a lot of those bands, like For Today, Haste the Day, Destroy the Runner, a lot of those guys, they aren't around anymore. But Demon Hunter just seems to just keep going and going. They do also, they've kind of ventured away from metalcore, though. Specifically in the distorted vocals, they take on a more traditional, clean metal vocal thing. And honestly, I get it. I mean, the vocalist is getting older. Distorted vocals rough on your voice, it's harder to come by, and his clean vocals sound fantastic. At least that's what I've kind of picked up from their last album and the new single they've released, and I think it's working for them really well. Like, the people who have been fans of them have grown up. Sure, they still like distorted vocals, but they still really appreciate the clean vocals that Demon Hunter brings, and they still just have that. They have that thing where they're maturing really well, especially for a metalcore band, which is really hard to do. Yeah, they're maturing well just in their overall sound and their themes. Their themes are getting a lot deeper and kind of darker at the same time. So while this isn't going to be the best thing they've ever released, I think it's still going to be loved by most fans, and probably people who have always just kind of liked Demon Hunter in general. I feel like they'll appreciate it too. I mean, you got a lot of respect for these guys. Darkthrone is releasing a new album titled Astral Fortress. I've never really been that big into Darkthrone, mostly because they're black metal. That's not really my thing. I did enjoy their last two albums quite a bit, though. Their production has gotten a lot better over time, considering their first three albums are considered to be the holy grail. And I don't know. It's their production, they're black metal, so their production's only going to get so good with sticking in that genre. It's always going to sound like they recorded their albums in a metal shed. But I feel like lately they've been getting more doomy, more than they're a little bit more of a doom metal band more than black metal. It seems like at least they're bringing like heavier themes of that and better, like just different elements into it, which is probably why I'm liking their last two albums a lot. So I would really hope to hear more of that. And of course, you know, if the production gets better, I'll be here for it. But if it's anything like the last two albums, I think I could sit through it. I think it'll be all right. I just, like I said, I really love the doom stuff that they're bringing, and I don't even really like doom metal that much, besides like Black Sabbath. But I don't. It's like black metal for me. I don't really venture too much into it, but I'm digging it a lot from these guys. My microphone wasn't plugged in for the first half of this, but now it is. So yeah, I hope it sounds better now. The Plot in You is coming out with a new single titled Divide. I like this band sometimes, like the clean singing and the cleaner atmospheric stuff from them. It could be good, but at the same time it's kind of hit or miss. Same thing for the more aggressive stuff. It's either there or it isn't for me. And it's almost like they're not really sure what they want to sound like or what direction they want to go in, so they kind of have a mixture of both. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I kind of expect Divide to have that same kind of songwriting to it. However, I've never liked any of their singles they've ever released because it's just so mainstream, like radio friendly stuff, which I feel like The Plot of You, when they do that, it's just the worst. It's the worst kind. I like their deeper cuts. Anything that basically is a single from them, I usually like more. So I don't really expect myself to love this really that much at all. We get a new single from Dayseeker titled Crying While You're Dancing, which is kind of sad. I love the 80s synth stuff that they bring to their music, mixed with like more modern metal and like modern new wave R&B kind of sound. I really dig that. It does seem like they've been leaning a little bit more on like the synth wave, like the new wave kind of thing that they do, compared to their last album, which had a lot more like metal moments. I really enjoyed Sleep Talk, their last album, and I'm not sure if just that change up is going to make or break this album. I just really hope that the emotion is still there, because Sleep Talk, like, you'll just have like this dreamlike kind of state within the music of in the atmosphere in it, and then just comes in with just this heavy distorted guitar, and it hits so hard. And I really hope that the emotion is still there in that sense. We also have a new song from The Last 10 Seconds of Life titled Annihilation Phenomina. Their last album was pretty brutal, and it's hard to imagine them releasing anything that's more brutal than that. I believe that they could do it, but one thing that I would personally like to hear from this band is a little bit more atmosphere, like just like the lead guitar doing some sort of like melody or something along those lines to just mix it up. Otherwise, they're going to become a band that's just doing the same thing over and over and over again, just releasing just a bunch of heavy music, which there's nothing wrong with that. But after a while, it's just going to sound like the same thing. And I would really like to hear some atmospheric stuff thrown in there, which would be super sick. And that is it for New Music Friday. Not really a whole lot of stuff for me to talk about, but there was some more things that came out. So if you're looking forward to something that I didn't really mention, yeah, leave a comment below letting me know what it is so I could check it out. And as always, please consider subscribing and ringing the bell icon that we don't miss out on my future stuff. Let me know what you want me to review next. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. Doing any of that stuff just helps me out a lot, especially pleasing the YouTube algorithm gods, which becomes harder and harder basically every single day. And I just appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to listen to me talk about music. You have no idea how much I appreciate you. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day or night, whenever you happen to be watching this. And I will talk to you guys next time. I was